Hello, everyone. Welcome to LOCKBEARD Phenomena number 26, Elves on video. It is Saturday, 6 p.m., January 8th, 2022. It's hard to imagine it's past year 2000. I remember when it seemed like a time so far in the future, things would be so advanced and look at this place. It's pathetic. See, Mr. Lee was first in chat. Welcome, Sandra Piper. Welcome, Lester Taylor, who's started a new show where they talk entirely too much about Merkins and Mons Pubis, which it sounds like he's going to have it's going to be a regular thing about an hour after we're done here, or what we plan to be done for here. I'm sure if that's incorrect, he can clarify. But welcome, Lester. and it looks like it's going to. Are you going to focus on Bigfoot, or are you going to talk about other types of paranormal stuff? It seemed like there was some, definitely some random subject matter beyond the paranormal. So I don't know exactly what your plan is. Wagon Breath is here. Welcome. Yes, he has, Mr. Lee. It looks like he's got one scheduled tonight. 9 o'clock my time, which I think is 3 a.m. your time. Hiveless B is here. Welcome. He's bringing some Merkin support there. Pyromedic, Oklahoma representing. Does anyone need some extra America up in here? If only that's what they were talking about, Pyro. We need more America. I don't see the necessity for Merkins. However, hello, Icon. Welcome. Let's see who else is in here. Ruthless is here. Good day. Hello and welcome. Chessboard is here. And welcome to you as well. Mrs. Space Cake. Welcome. New face. Glad to have you. Enlightened Bank is here. Welcome. Les says, hello, Lockbeard. Thank you. It's about anything and everything. It's all about friendship and banter. Awesome. Just subbed? Well, thank you, Miss Space Cake. I'll try not to disappoint you too badly. Let's see. Anybody else? Anybody else? So, yeah. We try to talk about all things in paranormal, supernatural type stuff on here. Although we seem to get a bit of a focus on Bigfoot. I think Bigfoot gets a lot more focus than other stuff, being it seems to have quite a bit of evidence and lots of sightings, and so I don't know. Michael says, hey, Brother Lockbeard. Welcome, Michael Haywood. Or the Purple M, as some of them are calling him. Brian and Chewy Go Hiking's here. Welcome. Mr. Lee says, I've been on strictly keto for 6 days, and I'm a kung fu master now, man. Awesome. Good deal. Hell 21's here. She says, I'm lurking without a merkin. Evening all, evening Lockbeard. Welcome, Hell 21. Yeah, you don't need no merkin. No merkin. So anyway, I don't know if we have anyone from Iceland who can tell us a little bit about. If for those that aren't aware, in Iceland, they, from what I understand, they still will build a road around a rock, like a boulder, a big boulder, instead of moving a boulder because they don't want to upset the little people associated with boulders. Black belt. And and that's just one of the places where they have these legends of elves, and it seems people are kind of crazy for elves. They're in all kinds of things. They're right up Santa Claus's ass. They're in all kinds of movies and whatnot, and they take all kinds of different forms in movies and TV shows too. The variations crazy. Mank says, in spirit, I watched a video of fossil stone split through the middle, and there was a fairy fossil with wings. Fake. A fake. Sorry to inform you. Hell 21 says, hey, Lester, unless you can prove otherwise, I need to see this fossil, and I want to take it and have it examined by real geologists, not some quackpot. Just saying, man. There's this thing called science, and that's what I prefer to deal in, not the claims of wackadoodles. Wagon Breath says, can we have a chill chat? Sure we can. Let's see. Mr. Lee says, wah. Midgets live in boulders. Well, sort of, I guess. Ernie Roberg's here. Welcome. Scotty's here. Welcome. Thanks for coming. How's it the mud fossils are only coming out now? Because it suits the story that some people want so desperately to believe. Dad, did you bring the beer? I've only been to Iceland once, confined to the airport. What? I'm gonna guess pandemic crap. Nonsense that they are subjecting us all to after practicing it during Event 201 in 2019 that most people apparently aren't aware of, so therefore they don't realize that the entire so-called plague of 2020 is a load of bullshit. But we don't want to get off on that, do we? Paramedic says it probably was a giant dragonfly. Correct. Probably was. Sister Helena. I'm going to have a real hard time keeping up with chat and doing this stuff. Guys are on fire. Let's says, yes, I did bring the beer. Dang, 20 watching? Yeah. Yeah, they must have nothing better to do. Mr. Hugh, welcome. Says same old crew in here. Yeah, a lot of them. Got a couple new faces. Rutha says psyop shit at worst, fantastical thinking at best. Yes. So what about elves in Lockbeard? Well, are they real? Are they real? Trying to keep up. I'm trying not to let chat get away from me, but it might happen. It is flying tonight. So yeah. I was going to show you some videos. There's some of them are kind of interesting. Some of them are pretty obviously bullshit, I think. You know, videos that appear to show something, an elf or a pixie or a fairy or a gnome or some kind of bullshit like that. There's lots of them out there. I'm only going to show a few because it would be a cluster to try and show a bunch of them. Let's see if anybody's new in here. Paramedic says some little people voluntarily come over on the Trail Tiers to help care for the tribes and keep their magic strong. Huh. Wagner says no, that was pre-pandemic. It was flight home from Israel to Iceland to Newark, New Jersey. Icon says, Mank, yeah, I would not doubt that. Been microwaving ourselves for years. I'm not sure what you're replying to. He says, radiation damage, the same from the symptoms of the flu. Now, there's something we could possibly agree on, Mank. There is something. I've talked about that some, but I have to be careful how I word things because if I say it wrong, YouTube will come down on me saying I'm apparently, telling people horrible shit. But yeah, if YouTube's censoring it a lot of the time, that's a good indication that it's freaking true. They don't want you to know certain things. They don't want you to know that this 2020 fraud virus was just that, a fraud. And there's a number of indications of this, but most people are too busy listening to the news and listening to their favorite politician who lie. That's their job, to lie and lie a lot. I don't know where Uncle Bones is. Yes, Elrond was pretty cool. Pretty cool. So I'm sure a lot of you recognize on the thumbnail Dobby from the he's a house elf from the Harry Potter series. He was one of the pictures. One of the pictures comes from one of the videos. I'm pretty sure I got that video set up here to show you where that middle picture. Anyone have any idea what the first picture on the left was? Chest for America's Talk of Town. He also wears a ring of power. Yes, he does, Mr. Lee. Effects of microwave radiation on the body. I'll see if I can find it online if you'd like to read it. Don't forget, and Ken's talked about this on his channel in a few different videos about the effects of 5G. Potentially some of the people getting sick from this stuff. If you have a new telecommunications industry doesn't want people knowing that they are they're harming us. People are getting sick from it. They don't want you to know that. We got to come up with a cover story. Oh, people are getting sick. Why? Oh, we know. We'll invent a new virus and claim everyone's getting sick from that. We'll even bribe the hospitals with thousands of dollars to go out of their way, bend over backwards to write that C word on death certificates to help us pump up the statistics that claimed beer bug victims. We'll give everybody a test and tell them it tests for the beer bug, but we will neglect to mention that the test doesn't actually test for the beer bug. He goes on and on. It is a complete bullshit. Everything points to bullshit. All-cause mortality statistics haven't gone up. The flu statistics disappeared. Flu took a fucking break, apparently. A lot of people are still afraid to even entertain this thought that our government could be capable of something like this, but they most certainly are. They've been murdering people since they were created. They started off with the Indians, and then there was the Tuskegee experiment. Oh, that was interesting. It goes on and on. Anytime they need to make some money or get control of an area, they dream up a reason to go to war, and then they bomb a bunch of children. This is what they do. They're killers. They're liars. I don't know why anyone listens to them. Miss Space Crew said, I had a lovely time. Had a lovely time. Are you leaving? Little American Scrubber, how goes it? So, thank you. We're glad you subbed as well, Miss Space Cube. Ruthless says current sun activity is causing effect apparently as well. Possibly. I'd need to see some evidence for that. It all seems corona related. Hibisby says, Icon sees Snow, haha, very good. You're going on Lester's later. Icon he may, I don't know. Good talk, not debate. Lester's after show, up to you. I don't know. I'm usually pretty tired by that hour. Especially after doing this. Rutha says Oprah or mortality rate in A is higher and less people dies this year to last, according to the government. Yeah, you can't trust them. Going to be up late. Mike says Mr. Bear code your VG words or YouTube will give the video a strike. Haha. Code your VG words. Yeah. Dwarves, hobbits, orcs, trolls. Yeah. Yeah, all kinds. Sasquatch, Mr. Lee's favorite. We'll see you later. Hiveless. They love the symbology, Lockbeard. Yeah. American Madhouse. Oh, you're not going? Okay. Wagon breath. Orcs, please. No orcs, please. I'm not going in. I'm sure Mr. Beard said Mrs. Space cute. I might have. I think he has a fancy for Miss Cake. I do like to have my cake and eat it too. Chessboard says Lockbeard and Tim Cook off. Apple gets 98.7 million pay package. Maybe. No bitching and complaining, people. It's a Saturday freaking night. Don't want to dirty word my sword. Don't want to dirty my sword. Nice and calm. We like the info. You like my avatar, Lockbeard? It's a real dragon. Northern Lights, actually. Yeah, it's pretty cool. SpongeBob. So y'all remember? I know you guys have seen Erwin Saunders, right? I know you guys. Oh, wait a minute. Let me go back to the thumbnail thing. There was 3 pictures on the thumbnail. You had Dobby on the furthest right, and then had a picture from one of these videos. in the middle, and then the one on the left was a woman elf, a female elf. That is something that you can buy. It is an elf love doll. I'm sure Mr. Lee has too. We are obsessed with elves. Our culture is. Droid astronauts DNA. Yeah, Erwin Saunders. Now, hopefully everybody's aware this guy is bullshit. There's a video somewhere on YouTube. Hopefully it's still up, where a guy kind of digs into this in Erwin's past. Is he had a different name, and he was into he should have the capability of doing this kind of special effects. Is basically what it amounts to. And so he's always acting like he's out in the woods, finding pixies.
Oh, there he is. Okay. There.
See that little. You can kind of tell it's bullshit, though. You just barely see it. It's pretty slick. He knows how to. He's got to keep it. It's far enough in the distance, and it's in and out of frame quick enough. Make this stop. There we go. I think. Why won't it stop? Well, anyway, you only see it briefly in any. You only see if you see a pixie in his videos, it's only briefly, and he's fake. Yeah, he's got a number of videos. Yeah, it's totally CGI. This guy in the woods looking for little guys. Yeah. And you wait and you wait and wait and you finally see it and you're like, oh man, that don't look real. He looks like the little guy. Yeah. Yeah. Donald Fuller's here. Welcome. Mr. Hugh likes little guys because he has his way with them. Duck fat. Whoa. Hold on a second. StreamYard needs to make this easier to do. So I don't have the sound because there's a lot of times they got narrators and stuff, and it's better to take the sound out of these things. Meg says, Mr. Beard, why would say fairies are fake and elves are real or a possibility? They are myths, they say folklore, or really it's just old world beings that got destroyed because the evil people of the world. Well, we don't know. We don't have an answer. They may be real. They may not be real. I think it's totally possible that they could be real. And, no matter what kind of theory people come about them, they don't have enough information to know that they're correct until we are able to properly and repeatedly and reliably observe them and get actual proof and data, not just someone's guess. Yes, it did. It was pretty cool. Yeah. Papa Craig's here. Welcome. Says, rock me mama like the wind and the rain. Rock me mama like a southbound train. Let's see. Here to save the day, Papa Craig. Don't become the exorcist, bro. So this one, it'll come out from behind that shed there on the left. So let me.
But I might have to cut it short today, so at least we saw something. This little track up here is definitely used as a route for the little pathway up to the level above. And also you can see in there, I can stick it, probably there, see, I can just get up here, you can see that. There's a
So what in the hell was that?
cave entrance out into the daylight up here as well. So both these are definitely being used by them.
Don't know. Don't know.
Above. So I have a plan, and I think what I'll do is
those are obviously fake right there.
What I usually do is use seeds. I've got that sort of seed. That's a sticking part. I have some courgette seeds and carrot seeds.
Yeah, it looked weird. I don't know. Little Freddy Krueger, says Michael. Yeah, that video is something like I think we'd have to call inconclusive. Don't know really what it is. We don't have any information. Maybe somebody knows more about the origin of that video, but I don't. Yeah, it's not proof of shit. Yeah. How can it be that blurry at 5 feet? Oh, aren't they all? Like, it's like all the videos are blurry. You know, we got people out there theorizing, like in the case of Sasquatch, that Sasquatch has some ability to blur its image. Oh yeah? Well, why is all this other shit blurry too? See, they're doing the best they can to come up with a theory for why all the Sasquatch images are blurry, but it's not just Sasquatch, folks. It's every damn thing. Mermaids, elves, dragons, it don't matter. They're all freaking blurry. So, you a believer now?
You just get a quick shot of him there. He's going to be helping me film. So
he just keeps talking like the neighbor's kid. Maybe. Maybe.
We can carry on talking as we go.
Why didn't he follow the camera? Yeah, that's another thing. They never do. I mean, I believe we all had that same question about Christopher Noel, right? He was right there. What was he, like nothing but 10 feet away from the tree with a porcupine in it? But he needed to reinvigorate his and legitimize himself as a Bigfoot expert and come up with a new discovery, and that was what he called a baby Sasquatch, or the elusive Porcusquatch. Yeah, very possibly could be CGI or some other. It could be a kid in a costume, maybe, I don't know. But it was just so blurry, you can't really see what it is. You can't see anything clearly. Kid in a hoodie. Stealth mode.
Unfortunately, this battery isn't very strong on this, so I'm going to try and drop it in anyway. And see if
fully admits to CGI. He started doing it for his autistic grandson. Is that what it was? Wasn't aware of that. It's why they are Chinese whispers. Mr. Lee says many friends and people we trust have seen Sasquatch. So what do we do with that? Well, I'm just saying that I'm not even talking about them. I'm talking about the people who are trying to dream up and convince us that Sasquatch can blur camera images. They have some kind of magical ability. That kind of crap throws, it makes a mockery of the real encounters, right? People that know, people that have seen, That's why, you know, people like me want to do everything we can to stop the hoaxers and the bullshit artists. Because we aren't going to find any kind of truth when we're digging through a bunch of bullshit. And there's tons of people out there that are interested in the subject, but they're being enthralled by the bullshit. So we got to stop the bullshit. Bullshit like people trying to convince people that Bigfoot has the magical ability to blur his image. No, there's no evidence for that. That's just fantastical. We don't know anything that can do that, really. No other creature can do that that we are aware of. This is an Occam's razor situation. The simplest answer, the simplest possibility is the pictures are just blurry for those that are, possibly real, and the other ones are just bullshit and hoaxes. People made a blurry picture on purpose because, they knew if it was too clear, people would be able to see it's bullshit. So,
it's not what we came to see, but there's a Devonshire pixie, which is up among those rocks. I just got a shot of it.
Ruthless says it's no fear was shown by those. It's bullshit.
The nearest one I know is it's quite a long way away, so I'm interested.
I should have planted 10 million away and cannot get a photo from 10 foot. Well, to be fair, those we can't really get a clear image
can't see him.
Of distant planets, but Meg says, Mr. Bear, the videos like this are on the channel called That Is Impossible. They are demons, and it does seem like the demon is sucking on the goat's neck and they chase it, bro. Prove demons are real, mate. Actually, I have no doubt that some kind of entity that you may call a demon exists. It's just you're stating something very matter-of-factly and without real evidence to support it. Captain Stink is here. Should big up Lockbeard Bro. Ben Noel makes 12 videos trying to convince. Yeah. What a joke. Would have been more amusing if the little dude did the electric slide. Yeah, don't discount sightings. Well, I think in the case of sightings, you should take into account, what you do know, I mean, unfortunately, some people, like, for example, okay, actually, I think I showed the video from an officer in Oklahoma named Daniel Arms, and I've watched his channel for a long time. Had nothing to do with anything paranormal whatsoever. It was all about his Arms Family Homestead as a channel, and him and his kids and his goats and his dogs and just doing farm stuff, And one day he was burning off his land because he does that on a regular basis, and put the video up, and the viewers saw something running through the area that was burning. And then he posted a picture later. It says giant creature running. It's running through fire, something like that. Now, my judgment of him, not because he's a cop, but from watching him, is that he's a good, honest person. He would not bullshit us. And in his judgment, what was running behind him on his video, him knowing his land and knowing, how big things there are and having some decent perspective of what the size of this thing was, and he calls it a giant creature. So I trust him. That being said, we go to the officers involved in the I forget the name of the person involved in that hoax, but there was a Bigfoot hoax. I'm forgetting the name right now, but anyway, there were cops involved.
Tom might have to fiddle with his
So you can't just, so you gotta try and judge, okay, this person,
concentric
we may say we want to
stones.
believe,
Come on here, Tom.
witnesses,
Well,
but
outside, then you can pick up the shot. It's just down there, or come down here.
But some of them are lying.
No
Some of them are full of shit, so we got to try and judge that.
I wonder why I picked that particular stone.
No moon dance, even, yeah.
It
was a disappointment.
Built by man. Pixies wouldn't be able to carry stones, and probably that one that size. But I mean, some of these are absolutely huge. There's no way that a pixie would be able to shift something of that size.
Gotta shoot. Love you all.
Yes, but yes.
See you at Lester's. Hopefully, see you there, Lockbeard. I'm gonna try and stay awake. I don't know, man. I fall asleep and I didn't catch Mogs at all. I fell asleep before he came on.
Give him plenty of time to do that.
It's just
I don't need this anymore.
Late for me.
Yes, nobody really knows why these were built. Bronze Age is the best guess. This would have been, I don't know, something spiritual. I mean, they're very superstitious.
So got to stay.
Significance of that would be.
Peace, Michael. Darling.
Because these are quite spiky as well. They're not easy to carry. Although, of course, he's got little hands, so it wouldn't be quite as much of a problem. It's interesting. This wasn't what we intended.
Yeah.
And I'm hot now.
Yep, I do.
Now the sun come out.
That's Irwin. That video's still running. Thanks, Mr. Lee. I got rid of it. Got rid of it. Kill the background sound. Could you hear what he was saying? Yeah, I got it. Let's see here. Families better know we didn't lose power somehow. Look like I am Groot. Yeah. A video of a good one you think could be real, like the goat demon. I mean, everything I've seen about most of those claims just hasn't been true, man. There's no evidence. They're giving rides and deep slush, pulling people out of the snowbank, cold in, frozen again. Kill the background sound. I did, Mr. Lee. I got it. I think. There are things we do not see or perceive. There is no doubt. Oh, yeah. There's so many people make such specific claims that they know what these things are, and I guarantee you they don't understand what they don't know. I mean, you and I, we watch Ken, who is, is probably one of the few people on the planet that could give them a remote idea of what these things are. But even then, like, do we really understand, the full magnitude of what they are? Yeah. This is my truck, and yes, I will. Mogs, is Mogs here? You just heard me mention his name. Timmy Boy's here. Welcome. Trying to catch up in chat. I'm trying not to let it get out of hand. Was the movie Predictor trying to tell us something? Or do you mean Predator? Time, as we know, is a lie. Sort of. Timmy Boy says, hello, Papa Craig, Icon, Haywood, what's up? Why do you think that, Mr. Lee? He kind of right. Trying to get another. See, this one, I don't know. It looks almost like this is just a doll standing on some stairs. But I don't know. Let me get this play. There we go. So they turn, look up the stairs, and run away. It looks like it's holding a bag or something, or like it's a taller person and their legs are disappeared through the stairs or something. But see, it's just too blurry to tell anything. Too blurry to tell anything. Only exists as a measurement. Yeah, it's not a real thing. Mainstream science is trying to make out time like it's a freaking thing. You know, it's crazy. Like space time. You know, and all the sci-fi. It's almost like someone had a meeting in Hollywood and said, "Look, we need to get everyone brainwashed to believe in this fake thing called space time." You know. So and they talk about the fabric of space time and like there's a substrate there. Well, there is a substrate there. It's called the freaking ether. But these guys, see, it's almost like mainstream scientists have got so deep in their bullshit, and now they've figured out that they missed the mark, and now they're trying to save face. So they're doubling down on theories that are just bullshit. Just sucking Einstein off too while they're at it. Just sucking his Braunschweiger. It's hilarious. It's all gonna fall apart eventually because they can't keep on with this bullshit for much longer. People are gonna start saying, "Wait a minute, you guys have been jacked up for quite a while here. You got this wrong and that wrong, and you're way off on this bullshit." Tim Boy says, if Patrick was here, he would tell you all about the customs and culture of the Sasquatch. Oh, man. Lester says, well, Jeff Dunham puppet. Yeah. Looks like a child, says Miss Space Cake. Midget bowling refugee. HD shit is on TikTok. The HD shit is on TikTok. That's our prison. Time has to be compartmentalized. You know, kind of like the government. Arm positioning wasn't right. Ether. Well, some people spell it with just the E. But I feel like AE is the more correct spelling. Public Creek says, okay, Mr. Lee, I remember during a long trip in the mountains in 1973, my watch brand broke while falling down in the river. Lost my watch. I said, well, I'm not into time anyway. Gotcha. Catch up while trying to spread. Yeah, because there's some of the stuff they don't want people to know. If people were to find out that they can, and everybody started utilizing it simultaneously, or well, pretty quickly, remote viewing. Can you imagine the chaos in the world if everyone was able to remote view all of a sudden? They realized that was, you know, like the real fucking thing, and you can do it if you can train. Get past the roadblocks in your mind. You know, if you got the roadblock in your mind, you can't do something, even if you like intellectually know, sometimes you still can't break down that barrier and actually do it. Which I think I fit in that category. Wait, we were not talking Bigfoot. What happened? What's happening here? We're kind of talking elves, but we had a little Bigfoot talk here and there, and other stuff. That dick, says Mr. Lee. If you think you can travel through time, yet time is but a measurement, tell me how far you get riding a measuring tape. Drop gives you the hops. I'm sure Patrick knows all about whatever subject you need. Oh my gosh. You're all up on Patrick's case, aren't you? Yeah. What's with it, not ether? Yeah, what's with it, not ether? I'm of the same inclination. Jessica Rabbit, says Lester. Hold on, I'm having a glitch here. I don't know if you guys can hear me. Maybe you can now. It looks like the video's back. Having glitches. What? It's why it's so very, very narrow building, not just floating around. Yep. Didn't want to watch until I went to work. Got up early, worked, played all day, half the night, watched and repeated. What she asked me, and I showed her 4 inches was a foot. Greatest time of your life. I'm in, says Timmy. Can't do it. Yeah, I think some people, even though you know it's real, you just have a hard. You can't, like, your mind just still, some layer of your consciousness still just isn't willing to accept that it's real. It's my best guess for it. Your logic circuits are so heavily engaged with mainstream thought. Logically, this isn't real. It's a bunch of hocus pocus. It can't be real. But it's actually logical that it is real. So it's just, you got to get into a different mindset, I guess. And I think it's just hard, I guess. Went off the Alaska and fished. Retracting. Which finger are you holding up? Thank you, Miss Space Cake. Yeah. Sometimes the Wi-Fi just doesn't quite hold up. Or maybe it's my computer. In that case, I don't know. Mr. Beard Bro, a geologist, truther like you, got a channel, sub his channel. It's called Spartan Red Channel. You would get on. Look, dude. There are people out there, even occasionally someone that claims to be a real geologist, and maybe was a geologist and he got brainwashed with some bullshit. I actually went to college in part for geology. So to some extent, I am the geologist you got to get past. Although I didn't major in the subject, I do have a lot of coursework in the subject, and I did get awarded a minor for it. Or we could bring Jorge on, who is a geologist, who hasn't been brainwashed by some bullshit they saw on the internet. So, yeah, man, I don't know what to tell you. Don't know what to tell you. I feel like I've seen so many of these bullshit artists online over the years. At this point, I'm not very inclined to waste my time checking out any more of them. But I know the mud fossil people are full of shit. I know this, and I challenge everyone who is believing their bullshit to take their asses directly to the nearest college and take enough geology and genetics and evolutionary biology, these kind of things, until they actually understand the sciences, because you don't understand it. You may think you do, but you don't. Yeah, even if you took some of that in high school, high schools are crap for teaching these subjects. You come out of high school stupid. I'm sorry. I feel the same way. I came out of high school and I was not educated as well as I could have been. Okay. High school doesn't do any of the sciences justice, nothing. Not typically. But it's funny how I get all these people on the internet telling me, that basically all of my scientific knowledge is bullshit, and I need to go check out some bullshit channel that they love, or some bullshit website that's trying to push some crap like Mud Flood, which is absolute bullshit, Mank. It's absolute bullshit. Sorry, man. I've looked at it in like years ago. It's bullshit. Remember hearing in the 90s tell our Bell there was going to be a tsunami shortly after 2000 that would kill 250,000 people. In fact, polishing Patrick's knob until he unblocks me, probably going to be a while. Be sure to continue to give us the blow by blow on that right here on LOCKBEARD Phenomena in the chat. Yeah, I don't know what I want to say in regards to him at this point. I need more time to assess the situation. I'm having some thoughts, but I'm not ready to say them, publicly. Bat Mom's here. Welcome. Thanks for coming. Whoops. You've been having Wi-Fi issues also. I heard the end was coming in the early 50s. Yeah, every few years we get some Yahoo predicting it. There was one preacher, I can't remember his name. Like, he's predicted the end of the world like 3 times. His believers trusted him and prepared for the end. And he's been wrong every time. And the day comes, the world keeps going, and then he makes a new prediction. Like, I think he was the one who one of his followers, like, she didn't want her pets to suffer on the day of the rapture, so she had them all put down. She killed all her animals. And then the day the rapture came, nothing freaking happened, but she's killed all her animals because of a preacher. That's irresponsible. That's evil what that guy's doing. Besides the fact that, me, I mean, I don't, me, I don't follow the Bible, but I know what's in it. I studied it quite extensively when I was young. I dare say that I have forgotten more about what's in the Bible than your average Christian will ever know, because they don't really learn it. They certainly don't learn anything about the origin. They don't know anything about the original languages, really. They don't know anything. They don't study religious history. Like, they don't understand their own religion. And here I am as an ex-Christian, and I understand it far more than they do. And this guy's making predictions. It says in the Bible specifically, no man will know the day or the hour. So he is basically second guessing God by claiming he knows. Isn't that a little bit sinful, Mr. Preacher? It's wrong according to Lockbeard what you're doing. Stop predicting the end of the world. You know, pretty soon you're going to have people committing suicide, not just killing their dogs. Freaking idiot. He ain't brainwashed. Dude, if he's believing mud flood, he's brainwashed. Now, was there a massive flood about 13,000 years ago? Yes. Did it affect areas all over the world? Yes. Did it cover all the land in the world? No. Did it happen 5,000 years ago? No. It happened 13,000 years ago. And if you want to talk, if you want to see someone on, you know, if you like watching people on YouTube, okay, fine. Go watch, forget the name of his YouTube channel, but you can see him interviewed on like Joe Rogan like 3 or 4 times now, I think. And he's done a lot of work with Graham Hancock. But the guy I'm talking about, damn it, I'm forgetting his name right now. I'll remember it later. Anyway, he can tell you about some geology. He can tell you the truth about the flood. And I'm sorry if it doesn't support what you want to believe in your specific religious ideals. You know, he's not. Everything he's telling you is based on scientific evidence. It's not, you know, what he saw written in an ancient text. And he may even be religious for all I know. I don't know. But what he deals in is science, and he talks about what caused that major cataclysm. You know, that caused the sea level to rise 400 feet, where it stayed, and destroyed a lot of shit. But I'll remember his name in a little bit. I've lost it. It's already getting too late for me. Getting tired. May not decay the peer pressure. We're all brainwashed in one way or another. I'm minored in geology, and I've had my face in it since. Yeah. So I doubt you'll fall for the mud flood people. I didn't even know I was going to minor in geology. I didn't know what I was going to major in until like the last year. Because I spent I was 7 years. I was taking all kinds of shit. I think I might have actually had more coursework in botany than geology, but that university didn't offer a botany minor. Like botany courses were just used as electives, biology electives. So so I had to pick a different minor out of what I had, and unfortunately they only give you one. Because I think in all rights I should have a botany minor, a business minor, a health minor, because I was interested in a bunch of different subjects. I even took some crazy shit, even outside science. But I guess I will debate him and I will win. No, you won't. See, this is the problem. This is my problem over in the debate channels. It's not a debate; it's a shit show. And people make statements and they think they've actually made a point, and you haven't. All you've done is just deny something out of ignorance, because you don't know what you're talking about. The other night, that dude debating Pat, he's like, "Oh, look at that butt, that's fake." Based on what? Based on your extensive knowledge of Sasquatch biology, anatomy? I mean, the dude was a ridiculous joke, and it just angered me more towards the modern day debate channel than I already was, with their bullshit that they're pulling. They're just they're getting those views because a lot of people that's all they want to see is a goddamn shit show. I want to see a proper debate, respectful, make actual points, refute points properly. You know, don't do shit like that flat earther did to Pat. I believe he did. I think it was Pat. He did it too. Pretty sure that was during that debate where they were talking about the number of daylight hours, and they brought up the country of Chile. And this guy said, "Well, I've never been to Chile." He basically denied that the country of Chile existed because he couldn't refute the point. That wasn't a debate. It was a bullshit shit show with an ignorant, dumb fuck. Who that's my assessment of that guy. Seriously. No, you're not debating him, and I'm certain he wouldn't agree to it. He would recognize what I recognize when someone says, "Well, you should debate this person." No, I'm not debating anyone. It's always a damn shit show. You guys you say shit. You think you made a point, but you didn't make a point at all. You just shit on the chessboard, knock the pieces over. You don't have any evidence for your bullshit. You think you do, but you don't. I've looked at it before, dude. I know it's a load of shit. I'm sorry, but you keep bringing it up. Mr. Lockbeard and all good folk here, I'm definitely flagging. Sorry to say. See you all on the next one. Good night. Oh, well, we're sorry to see you take off, but hopefully we see you next time. Thanks for coming. Mr. Lee. Thank you, Miss Cake. Question everything. Chessboard, if it's the 2050s, it will be gone. Well, unless I live to 100. It's possible you could, Papa Craig. Depends on what technology you want to use. I could point you in what appears to be the right direction as far as possible life extension. Well, there's a number of things. There's some things people know, like lifting weights. You stay strong, you're more likely to live long. Keep pushing. It don't matter how old you are. There's been people that started lifting in their 80s and got buff, and mobility's up. You're able to do more. Your quality of life goes up. You're able to get around. You're able to wipe your own ass. Once you're sitting there and you're withered away, and I do feel that a lot of it's psychological. Like a person they're like, life sucks. I'm ready to die kind of situation. I can't stress it enough. Get the lifting. Learn to do it safely. Don't get injured. Stuff like that. Definitely listen to the right people about diet. Like Mr. Lee's kind of on the right track. He's not quite where he needs to be, though. You need to get to that mastodon diet. Well, we don't have mastodons, but we do have lots of cows and deer and elk and stuff like that. Eat the meat, don't eat the plants. Don't eat the plants, not vegetables. If you eat fruit, make it very, very rare. Those are a couple things that are pretty easy to do, but lifting and eating meat, fatty meat. Do not trim the fat off the steak, stuff like that. There's a product called TA65. That's a whole. It would take a little while to address that. I think I've talked about it before. Reverses telomere erosion. Smoking my wisdom weed, says Mr. Lee. I know everything in a minute. A few hits, huh? Yeah. Mega tsunami. $102. Good thing she don't have kids. Who's that? I bet mom is saying. It says, yet those people say they believe in the Bible, which is funny because the Bible says it will come like a thief in the night and only God knows the day. Yeah. Yeah. It's funny. It's just weird. Why do people latch onto that when they can clearly read for themselves, that no one will know that when the day comes? I don't believe it, but they're the ones that claim they believe. So why don't they believe their own religious text? Why do they listen to some asshole preacher who got a lady to kill her own pets? I mean, he didn't tell her to do that, but based on what he was telling her, the world's going to end. It's crazy. Shake it. They contradict themselves, and there's no contradiction in God's word. With God's word, says that mom. Well, the lies of academic bullshit. Prove one lie. Prove it. I mean, there's some areas of mainstream science where, you've heard me. I'll tell you. So look, there's some issues here. You got to understand, like something like Big Bang. It's just not legit. It's a hypothesis. That it should be referred to as the Big Bang hypothesis, not the Big Bang theory. That is a really cool TV show for nerds. Proud representative thereof here. But geology is on point, man. As is most of biology, so on and so forth. Mud flood is bullshit. You finally see. Awesome. Papa Craig says, BRB, the dogs are mugging me because they want to eat again today. There is a different cause. That's like Matthew Johnson saying the foots cured him and the guy who quit his treatments that died because he listened to Dr. Johnson's bullshit. He said, Rutha says, you set with that date, Lockbeard? What event is that given? Date for, you talking about the flood? And don't mistake it with the biblical flood. Now, the biblical flood account, it probably, it's probably there's a flood account in all the religions on the planet. Everybody has a vague memory from the distant past of a major flooding event, which has a kernel of truth in it, right? A lot of the legends is a kernel of truth somewhere along the line. And it's roughly 13,000 years. It's called the Younger Dryas Impact. I don't know why I can't remember the guy's name who pretty much lays it all out. He was on Joe Rogan like 3 times. He explains the whole damn thing very expertly. But there was an astronomical impact that caused major flooding, and it's not a magical thing at all. It's just shit happens kind of situation. Nosefall claimed as early as 6,000 years ago. Yeah, again, that account, that story probably originates with, the distant memory of a real actual major flooding event, which is probably what happened. It's probably a memory of the Younger Dryas Impact event, which did flood vast areas of land permanently, and then other areas got hit with a flash flood, the likes of which you have never seen. The guy I'm talking about, him and Graham Hancock were showing on Joe Rogan's show, actually, some of the shit they found. And you know how there's ripples in the sand after a major flood, after the waters recede. Well, he was showing the landscape, because unless you got to step way far back to see the big shit, right? and there were ripples in the land from a gigantic, monstrous flood, and the ripples were taller than buildings. Like I can't remember, like there were a few stories high or some shit like that. There were just huge ripples. The flood that made those ripples had to have scoured everything off the surface of the land. Probably hardly anything left alive. Every human being in that was there was just obliterated. Can you tell me why there are mountains showing doors, windows, arches, and brick lines? There are no brick lines. Dude, look. Any of these things you point to, there is a perfectly legitimate explanation for it, and they're not. You know, if there's a door, like if there's something that's been carved out by someone, okay, that's one thing. But that doesn't prove that crap that you're trying to push. Absolute crap. And there are no brick lines. There are no brick lines because it's not bricks. Oh man, they've got you good, don't they? They got you like hook, line, and sinker. The Aya Sahara, yeah, the Aya Sahara apparently is Atlantis. It fits with the story anyway. Yeah, it's crazy, Mr. Lee. Saying a show. YouTube fries logic. Yeah. Brick lines in the mountains, man. That's crazy. No, there's no brick lines in the mountains. Tim Boy says, if you need to see why I stay on him so hard, go to Bigfoot Explorer channel. Then you will know. I'll stop with the Patrick stuff. I wasn't trying to put you on the spot. Oh, I don't, dude. Say what you want. Say what you want. I just not sure what I want to say. Yeah. You say what you want though. I'm perfectly fine with you saying whatever you want, dude. Mr. Lee says you have the knowledge, Lockbeard. Well, thank you, Mr. Lee. I try to acquire as much as I can. Scotty says I talk with Jeff all the time on Lesser Show. I'm occasionally one of the guest panelists. Maps of huge trees and leaves in Madagascar are intriguing. Maps of huge trees. I think it was the second episode, or maybe it was the first episode of LOCKBEARD Phenomena, where I talked about the claims of the giant trees and hopefully showed that these are not tree stumps. Those are not tree stumps. Everyone wants to be right, says Ruthless. Yep. Eating chili. Based on me too, I walked around my local hills and other places showing the realm was melted because of some. No, dude, we've already been over this before. No. You got a bad case of it, man. No. I'm sorry, dude. Just no. All right. Waits for 16 years. I'd share with you, Sandra, if I could. I walk dogs with do keto. That's it. My wife with my guidance. No meat, no strength. If I was hungry enough, I would eat you. Wholish world was. Pop Crick says, make a whole bunch of the world we see was melted. It was melted deep down in the earth and squeezed up through the earth's lava. Granite hardened deep in the earth. Yeah. But that's not. He believes some. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure you've seen him say it before. Some wackadoodle crazy shit. Over this one lie, I think. Yeah. Igneous rocks hardened, cracked. Rhombic cleavage. Looks like bricks and doorways to uniform people. Yep. Yep. See, you say the word cleavage, and he's probably thinking of a nice rack. Cleavage is a term we use in geology, Mr. Mank. You should become familiar with it. It has nothing to do with sexual displays either. Well, it might for a few people who are kind of weird and have a fetish, a rock fetish. Iron core theory, lava is CGI theory. Wasn't even. Dude, are you crazy? You can go watch. Dude. Lava is CGI. You need to talk to some Hawaiians who've had a lot of up close personal encounters with some lava, dude. I'm just saying. Natural arches. I don't know how far behind I'm in chat. My impacts because it was bent. Oops. Randall Carson. That's the guy, Barry. That's the guy. Icons, and welcome to the chat, Barry. Icon, you watch Spartan Red, watches Proof and Arches. Dude, I guarantee, dude, if I go over there, no, I know that I'm sick of looking at these crazy fucks, dude. I'm sick of looking at them. Eye of the Sahara. Yes. Very interesting. You can see that whole area of land, you can see water clearly washed out towards the west. It had to be something big. I mean, to go that far inland. And, I mean, it had to be a big, seriously big situation there. Now go out into the country, look at the sky for a lot of evenings, go somewhere that you can see way out there. We live in a fantastic, huge universe, not a tiny little realm. Yep. Yep. I think I'm going to have to start because he's getting me off of the topic. No, he won't. Known as Romania, Trovan stones contest Romania's type of sandstone or type of sandstone concretion that secretes cement and can at times appear to grow as if alive. Yep. Just and then if I say you have a beautiful body, would you hold it against me? Downfall says mud flood sounds like an event when I have diarrhea. Yeah. Rocks that grow and move. Yeah. Well, I mean, have you seen Ruthless? I think it's like a salt flat. It's in the Southwest. I can't remember what it's called. Like I want to say it's called the Devil's something or anyway. It's really really flat out there, and there be rocks sitting on top of the ground, and they move and they leave these trails behind, and the rocks travel. Around here also, well, not here, but where I used to live, people would say, I mean, we're growing rocks, we're growing rocks in the yard because, you may get all the rocks out of your lawn, but then rocks will pop up. They come up out of the ground, and there could be a number of reasons for, freeze thaw. Maybe a rock was in the dirt and a tree root's been growing under it and building pressure under the rock little by little. And then finally the pressure is enough that the rock is able to push the soil on top of the ground up, and the rock will come out. Could be from animal activity, um, something as simple as an armadillo digging or some other creature digging. Maybe a deer running causes a rock to pop up out of the ground. I mean, nature's there's all kinds of things going on in nature. Put some fantastical thinking to logic with some of the idiocy you believe in. No offense, but people need to snap out. Yeah. He keeps lambasting my chat with this crap, and we're not even supposed to be talking about this. Well, I mean, we can talk about whatever, but still, I don't think but computers and CGI are really, really new. Lava Man, yes, yeah. You can go see. Tell the people in Hawaii that watch their house get destroyed by a lava flow, or go look at some where they can see where the spreading areas, volcanic activity. It's a real thing, dude. You don't believe in volcanoes? Enlightenment. You said lava was CGI, dude. That's what you said. Dude, where you think lava actually comes from? Just hanging places under the surface does not. Does it? What do you think about the Sasquatch nest, Lockbeard? I don't know, man. I don't know. I kind of need to look at that issue a little more closely. If they got some convincing evidence that Sasquatch makes those nests, then I don't know. Drawn as a CGI. The problem with, we could try to explain to him how scientists are able to figure out a lot of what's going on inside the Earth, but he's not going to listen to any of it because all of it's based on a spherical Earth model, and he don't want to believe that. He only he's like this, la 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 la, for anything that supports a spherical Earth. He's all he wants to hear is anything that confirms his bias. Confirmation bias. I'm not even gonna read that, dude. Growing Rocks 2 days ago. The Growing Rocks, yeah. Bobby's here, welcome. Mid-South Sasquatch is here, welcome. I don't know how far behind in chat I am. Not too horribly far. Traveling rocks has been studied for years. Yeah. Yep. And, no magic. Just nature being nature. Death Valley. That's it. Yep. Start climbing the mountain and look at the sky. Get that narcissism looked at. He's in full, because it's a cult. He's in full cult mode, and strong cults only a cult only lasts because it has a strong desire to reproduce itself like an organism, right? So he's out here to proselytize, convince others. He has a strong urge per his programming to convert others to believe what he believes. And this is the cult program is like a genetic program for an organism. The cult survives as a type of thing as long as it has a desire of self-preservation and proliferation or reproduction of itself. Create new converts. Any religious ideal or political ideal, for that matter, or even a cultural norm, must have built into the programming some form of reproductive capacity. If you create yourself a religion that requires that you say nothing to nobody and never try to convince anybody to join your religion will die out when you do. It won't spread, and he's definitely in full reproductive mode. He's trying to spooge all over my chat with his cult. Just for a journey in mind. Kentucky Fried. I miss Kentucky Fried. Kentucky Fried Fixes here. Welcome. Thank you for coming, man. New subscriber. Fairly new. The way the earth gives the first clue. Come on, places. What's up, Bobby? Midsall says, dude, I found huge nest that was so far deep in the woods, couldn't nothing else if I've seen even have the ability to make a nest except a human. Yeah. I mean, to be honest, I haven't given the matter very close inspection. But it definitely needs to, like, you know, say the net, you may find a nest, but what created the nest? You know what I mean? Like, we need proof that Sasquatch did it, but we can't even prove Sasquatch to be real to the majority of the people out there right now. I really think that before we can convince people of a structure created by a Sasquatch, we need to convince people of the existence of the Sasquatch first, and then be able to observe them repeatedly and reliably observe them. So we need to develop the method to do that. Like, what do we need? Is it some technological thing? Is it a technique that will allow us to observe them at all at this point, and then to repeatedly and reliably do it in the future, like we do with any other creature on the planet that we're trying to study? And then once we're able to do that, we'll be able to observe them building the nest. But until then, we really, we don't have anything solid. Why is that a problem, Enlightened Make? Why exactly is that a problem? Nature just being nature, yum. Who else podcasts tonight? Central Florida Bigfoot comes on at 8 typically, and then Lester will be on at 9. Those are Central Time. I don't know what time zone you're in. CGIs, dude. There's plenty that proves it. You just won't look at the actual science behind it. You can prove it just by going outside and making the proper observations. Well, according to him, Cliffmonger, cult of personality generates charismatic leaders. Weiss from Fear for Aroma. Cause you to fall for the dumbest hoax in the internet. Free range on the go. I think I've seen those nests before. Look out for them. Dude, you have no idea. You have no idea. If you were correct, I would fall for quantum physics. Or the existence of tinier and tinier particles and all that shit. You're wrong. If there was a real problem with the spherical Earth model, then I would see it. And there isn't. There is a problem with the bullshit the flat earthers push. It's none of it's real science. It's all bullshit. Dude, a fair debate? No. If I get in a debate with a flat earther like the asshole I mentioned earlier, who, if I talk about the number of daylight hours in the country of Chile, and his response is not a proper response, which would be, well, I don't, I don't, I admit I don't know anything about that. He didn't do that. He tried to claim that because he'd never seen Chile, he doesn't know that Chile exists. He just tried to, he thought he actually had some kind of point there. He didn't. He basically denied the existence of the country of Chile. That was an idiotic, dumb shit move. They use all these different crazy tactics in the debate. They're good at muddying the water, knocking over the chess pieces, but they don't ever make an actual point with actual science to back it up. They don't. They never do. They have nothing. Absolute nothing. Never going to convince the main public until the public takes serious thought and interest to the subject. True. I mean, that's why we need like some serious evidence. I don't want anybody to kill one. I think they're people. I think they're human, Homo sapiens human. A very different, from the other races, obviously, but still the same species, capable of interbreeding with us if we so desired, but we probably wouldn't. So killing them's not an option, but if we could like find one that died of natural causes or something, I don't think capturing one would be ethical because you're imprisoning a human being in my view. Or even if they're not Homo sapiens, but they're clearly extremely closely related to us to the point that they are people deserving of every right that we have. So we can't just do anything we want. We can't collect a specimen by killing one. It would be absolutely wrong. But that's what we're going to need a body in order to convince people that they're real. Have when they are nesting. Let's call enlightenment dead flashlight or something. Too fancy. No man got walking, driven, flown all over the earth. Not just listen to some arsehole with his tongue in his cheek feeding you shit and laughing. Are you still gonna have non-believers? Yeah, probably will. I mean, shit, we got flat earthers. Everyone on the planet knew the earth was round until someone started up the flat earther cult again. Perceive it as you do, linear only view. Dang good question, Scotty. Science of the ball, and it's easy. No, it's not, dude. No, it's not. Go perform Eratosthenes' experiment yourself. I guarantee you will not come back here a flat earther. You can't get around basic. See, that don't even require any serious science, really. It's just geometry. And geometry, at least for me, was pretty damn simple. You can't get around the geometry. Do Eratosthenes' experiment yourself. Don't go run into a YouTube channel that says this is why it's wrong. Don't do that. All you're going to get is confirmation bias. Do it yourself. I mean, really, don't even need to do that. All you got to do is observe every day the sky. You'll see. You can see it very clearly if you just let yourself see it, but you don't want to believe it. You'll say shit like, well, the sun looks like it goes behind the horizon because perspective. They say some bullshit like that. Perspective, that don't even make any damn. How does that make any damn sense? It cannot go behind the horizon and rise from behind it, the sun or the moon, if the earth is flat. It just can't. So, come on, dude. It doesn't lay eggs. or does it? Maybe it lays eggs and eats them. Yes, man, quantum shit. Okay. Monotreme theory. Spinach about eggs. Miss L says you need to have about 30 serious researchers together at the same time and present all the evidence each has. I promise it'll be 90% identical to the nest. 2 years ago, truthers were claiming Australia didn't exist. Yeah, but it does exist, though, doesn't it, Ruthless? You just step outside and look around. Make sure it's there, Ruthless. Oh, look at the people, big hurry, hideous face people. There go the dogs. They must have heard the coyotes. Kentucky Fried Fixes says flat earthers always argue with fallacy. Just point out which fallacy they're using, ask for a credible argument, and you'll find them going into a new fallacy. Just rinse and repeat. But it works fine for like the viewers, like some of the viewers watching, who understand all that witchcraft you just said. To them anyway. But the flat earther is not going to realize you're just slaughtering them. They don't understand and smell bad too, Craig. Yeah, they smell. They say some people say they smell bad. Then you make sense again, Mickey. Speak pronto. Sasquatch real. Why has no one stepped on huge turds around the woods? Could be a bear turd though. I mean, how if you like go out in the woods, dude. Look, we're talking about a people who clearly are extremely reclusive and extremely intelligent, possibly more intelligent than us, but they don't even necessarily need to be as intelligent as us to be able to do certain things that would hide their presence, because they would understand, they would know that anything they leave behind as evidence is going to lead us to them. They've watched us, they know we can track animals, so they try not to make tracks. They try not to leave defecate defecate place in open, so that maybe they put it under a log, or I don't know that they necessarily dig a hole. If you go, let's say you camp at a place, I don't know, this is kind of gross, but go camp at a place for several weeks in a row, and you use the bathroom in a spot, like find a place like a depression in the ground or something behind a log or something, and you use that same spot every time, you will notice that there will be various types of grubs and worms and stuff that show up and start to live there, because you're daily giving them what they consume, which is your shit. And you will notice that every day. If you come back a few hours later, that turd will be gone, because you built up a population of things in that spot that are hungry and quickly ready to get rid of it and turn it into just kind of a muddy sludge there. So what I'm saying is the Sasquatch is going to understand things like that. They may have a specific spot they always use, and they may understand. They observe life in the woods more than I do, and I have observed what I just explained to you. It's a turd just doesn't lay there for days if you use the same spot every day. It don't. It's gone within several hours. And if you have like a bed of leaves and grass or sand or something underneath it, it's just going to, it's gone. Yeah, I mean, there's a sludge there, but as far as you laid a log there, 5 hours later you come back, it won't be there. You make sure you put it in a place that's out of the way. It's not on a path where someone's going to step on it. Maybe it's between a couple of logs. Sasquatch is going to be smart enough to know to do something to, maybe not that specifically, but something to hide its turd. Maybe it craps in a river, man. Maybe it just wades out in the river and takes crap and floats away. Maybe they do bury it. You're assuming these things are just an animal. Yeah. Yeah. You have. Literally. All scientists are Freemason. Why would I believe them? Dude, do you know any Freemasons, like, personally well? I know one very well. And he's a great guy. He's helped me with things, many things in the past. He's just a great guy. He's not part of an evil cult. You're going to have to bring a little more to the table if you're going to convince me of the Freemason conspiracy theory. I hate to use that phrase, but are they involved with a lot of stuff? Sure. But as far as building this country and whatnot, but you're going to have to bring some actual legit proof that they are involved in whatever crap you're claiming. And stop just making these claims, dude. You don't got actual evidence. Knocked up again for the third time. Go to the ice wall or the edge, take a selfie. As simple as that. Stop the disc. I want to step off. Aotearoa Cryptids is here. Welcome. So I'm going to try, and I'm just going to throw you guys on screen. I can't read everything. Got a few more videos to show. Some man created a gun. Very could be. I bet they were very reclusive to us before, because even before we had guns, like ancient humans with nothing more than a canoe and a spear figured out how to kill a freaking whale, dude. We are very accomplished killers. We didn't have guns when we were killing mastodons, woolly mammoths, 160 species of megafaunas. We can kill anything without a gun. We don't need a gun. So I think they developed a reclusive, like it's so strong in them, like now, that it had to have developed over many thousands of years. They are specifically evolved in some regards, not just culturally, but biologically to stay out of our way and not be detected by us. No one's ever found Papa Craig's turds. No one. Prison Island sucks. Number one tennis player in the world at the moment over here. Half-foot dachshund would literally eat my shit lot hot. Not joking. Yeah, I've seen some dogs will, man. They will totally eat a turd. They'll totally eat a human turd. Bigfoot invented the first commode. Maybe. Maybe they eat, and that's why their breath smells like ass. So, first floor, you put your poop under it, deteriorate in a few days or so. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it'll go away pretty quick. But I've observed, like, if you camp in the same spot long enough and you use a particular spot to crap, you will see what I described earlier. 5 hours, turd has been broken down. And it just it because those things that consume it, begin to accumulate at that regular source of food that you're giving them. So I'm just saying that Sasquatch is definitely smart enough to figure out that it's just a very simple observation one can make if they choose to use one spot, and they may choose because it makes sense to, right? You don't want to shit all over the place where you live. Pick a spot. See, humans are the ones that do that shit. Like that crap that went down with Katrina, and they had all those refugees in that place, and they, instead of them like come up with a plan and say, look, we don't know how long it's going to be before they can save us. Everyone shit in the same spot over there. No, they were shitting all over the place. We're so advanced. Some of us are. But apparently not a lot of those people down there. Like, they couldn't get their shit together. Mark Dodman is here. Welcome. I thought that was saw coyote eating my dog's poo. Figured it was probably junk food compared to their normal diet. Yeah, stay for me. All scientists are Freemasons because they make photos and they make their science through their photos. Dude, you say you study Freemasonry. You study the Freemason conspiracy theory. You don't study Freemasonry. You study the conspiracy theory about Freemasonry. You need to, like, go sign up, dude, and you'll see. It's kind of a weird little club, yes, but sign up and study what they study, and because they have to study a bunch of stuff and learn some things. 3 of my 4 grandparents were Freemasons, by the way. Yeah. So, I mean, you keep on talking, dude. You're talking out of your ass. You just start drinking again, says Chessboard. It's been days in the woods, and Dawson was morning and night his entire life, greatest dog I ever had, but he would dive into hot poo. I'm human and I want to stay out of our way. You're going to offend Chessboard with that language. Well, how far back am I? Jesus. I'm just gonna throw everything up and get caught up because I need to be on a panel. Jen here. Welcome, Jen. Welcome to the chat. Studies hijacking. Dude, I don't see any evidence of the evil cult. You say it's an evil cult, and you're saying that 3 of my 4 grandparents were part of an evil cult. You're saying that one of my best friends in the world, who has shown nothing but being one of the greatest guys on the fucking planet, and you're saying he's part of an evil cult. You're so full of shit, dude. Do you actually know a real Freemason personally and well? Because I do. I've known a few of them. And this Freemason conspiracy theory so far has provided no proof that there's some kind of evil cult. Are they a fraternity? Are they a club? Do they have some weird shit about them? Sure they do. But evil cult, dude? Come on, man. Come up with some evidence. You bring all this crap here, but you bring no evidence. Man, let's get back to some elf shit. Let's do some elf shit. Look at some more elf videos, or pixies, or fairies, or whatever these things are. Secret handshake. Yeah, stupid little clubhouses of little boys have secret handshakes. Freemasons who find this kind of people, says Papa Craig. Lined up against the fence here still, Ruthie. 1% brain, Mr. Lee. 1% brain, 9% hot air, in my opinion. Have dealt with too many that go on in circles. I knew Masons that rode go karts and parades. They were evil, I guess. Got Tinkerbell in a G string. I don't have that, but the picture on the far left in the thumbnail for this live stream is a elf life-size love doll. If you didn't know those exist, they do. And there's a picture of one on the thumbnail. Circular argument. Yeah. No secret handshakes. I've known a Freemason, and their main rule is they must avoid saying they're a Freemason. Yeah, well, you're not supposed to actively bring people are supposed to come to them. They're not supposed to ask people to join. And it's you're looking at it wrong. They're not. It's like if you go around bragging, well, I'm a Christian, well, it's kind of a prideful thing, right? You're being, prideful, and you're bragging in a way. A lot of Christians are kind of braggarts about, I'm a, blah, blah, talking all Heidi, you know what I'm saying. So from that perspective, maybe the Freemasons are doing it right. Hot looking pixies and elves. I want to see some hot looking pixies and elves. Dude, look up them love dolls. Life size elf love dolls. They're a real thing. That one picture is one of them. I wasn't even looking for that. I was just looking for some pictures to put on the thumbnail. Typed in elves, and that was one of the pictures. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna put this on here. I like rotary beacon at times. It says Scotty, what the hell did he tell you for, Mink? I think blonde elf love doll should be with me tonight. Go order you one, man. Bonus, she don't talk back. I mean, R1 is wise and beautiful, says Mr. Lee. Worked with Freemasons. They that have no problem stating they are. Yeah. I don't have any familiarity with what he's saying there, that they're not supposed to say they're Freemasons, because I don't have any. So he may have. He says he knows one that was like that, but he could be making that shit up. I mean, he's saying a lot of bullshit up in my chat, though. Like one thing after another. The purpose of Freemasons is to improve morality, build character, provide a course of self-improvement. Yeah. That's how my buddy describes it. He says they're supposed to take a good man and make him a better man. You know, because you can't, you know, they can't, like, if you are like a hard criminal or something like that, you can't just go, they won't accept you if you're like, you're, a murderer or something like that. The evil cult will not recruit, a murderer, for example. I mean, the claims kind of fall apart if you actually learn about them, Mink. It's not to say that there's not the possibility that there is some higher level, that there's some central core of guys that control the whole thing, and they're evil, and all the members, even up to 33rd degree, actually think they're part of a good organization, but the good organization is actually serving a secret core of evil guys. Hey, that's possible, but you got to prove it. I will try to punctuate better in the future, Mr. Taylor, says Scotty. Ever one of the order one of those dolls? I think you mean. I had farted and they flew out the window. What the? Your grandfather was a Mason. Yeah, both of mine were. But you're hogging at the commas. I don't let anyone tell me how to be a better man. Yeah. Well, you know, that's a choice you make for yourself. Um, Freemasons aren't going to come tell you what to do. Now you may choose one day to sign up, say, look, I hear you guys help a man in this goal. You may decide to get their assistance, but I'm just saying, a lot of people are making these claims about them, and they can't prove them to me. Look, you got to prove it to me. Like I said, I'm open to the possibility that there's something going on. Maybe there's a core group of them that secretly control the organization and utilize its resources towards whatever their purpose is, whatever evil they're up to. But the ones I have known have shown no sign of any of this conspiracy stuff. They just haven't. This guy this friend of mine, if you knew him, you would know that any claims that he's an evil cult member are complete bullshit. If you knew this guy, which I do very well, lived on his property for years, actually. He's helped me with many things. He's helped many people with many things. He does a lot of good for this world. So when you make these claims about them, you gotta you're gonna have to prove to me that there's maybe some central core group in control of the organization, and that the members don't even know that it's exists. You know what I mean? You mean like our political parties? Kinda, yeah. Yeah. Your average Democrat and Republican, think one thing's going on, but when you look close enough, you start to see that the leadership of the two parties are working together to do a lot of crazy shit and control the world. So it's possible that some of that bullshit goes on within the core of the Freemasons, that the 33rd degree people don't realize that there are these other higher levels that exist that are secret, and they only recruit into that, or even tell individuals that they exist, that they deem are appropriate to join them. I don't know. I haven't seen any evidence of this stuff, though. I just seen claims. people see someone making secret signs and they get all spooked. Well, yeah, I see how you can get, a little bit, worried about that, but maybe they just feel like why do they have to tell you everything that's going? Why they don't need to give you full transparency of all their goings on. Wrecked him, hell, damn, they killed him. Any Scientology members here? Boy. Flip flop disaster 2022. Run the line back mommy. Somehow my grandfather was only a Mason, no 33rd degree BS either. Sicilian grandparents on my mom's side. Don't live to be able to show proof, maybe. Well, I mean but that would just be speculation, though. You know what I mean? Like, possible, but we need proof of that kind of stuff. Tom Cruise. My Okie family was Masons. My Sicilian side was the mob and Catholics. Well, I guess I ought to get on with playing this video. So I think there's like several of them on here on this one. Y'all may have seen this one. I do not know. It seems like I recall somebody claiming this was CGI. I don't know. Maybe y'all can, maybe one of you know about that. Yeah, this has several things on it. Yeah, I don't know if this would be like, is that an alien? Is it a rake? Is it a skinwalker? That's a little different deal there. It doesn't really fit with what I would refer to as an elf if I saw it, but maybe. That was weird. Could have just been a crackhead, though. Yeah, I think this video goes into some other different stuff. So this isn't the one I was thinking of with let me pull that one down. Yep. Wizard says, in all my time spent absorbing information on the dark societal groups, Masons have never really been a highlight, rather a few isolated bad apples. Yeah. Hey, if somebody's got actual evidence, man, I'd like to see it. It's just that I've been seeing these claims for years, and no one's been able to give me anything conclusive. They're just worried, they're worried that they're involved with so many things, and that they have, secret signs, and they keep secrets and stuff. Okay, well, that doesn't prove them to be evil. It's ugly. Step on it. At least put a shadow in that one. At least they put a shadow in that one. I was talking about the baby. Yeah. No, I don't have a channel. This is Donald. Oh, crap. Looks like I got bogged down there again. Hopefully, you guys see me again. Real probably says Mr. Lee. It's the streak. It's a naked tweaker. Looks like one of them people that eat bath salts. They peek the windows again. Was that Pat flying a drone? It might have been. It might have been. How come you ask that question and then go quiet with my responses? Last one was Mini Superman. There he goes. I'm watching you, Bat Mom. Joe's here. Welcome, man? What's up? So let me bring up another. I was wondering if there were any members here. So let me bring up another video. That mom says, I've just known what I saw and heard when it comes to Masons. My mom said she begged her mother to take her out of that school because of how uncomfortable they made her feel. She won't say anything. Wonder what that could mean. More about it. She won't say anything more about it. But what I think or feel about Masons is just that. Still not proof, though. Yeah. I mean, there could be dark things going on, and the majority of the members are not aware. I mean, like the majority of Catholics, of course now we kind of know there's been some bad things going on with priests, right? Of course, we know about it now. It's exposed, and hopefully it's being eradicated from the church, that kind of stuff. But your average Catholic doesn't support that, right? They're not like, oh, well, priest will be priest. An elder than dirt yet, Joe. Oops. Let me see what the let me play this one. I took the sound. Y'all have probably seen this one. I don't know if you've seen that one. That one looks fake as crap, though, for sure. That first one, I don't know. This, pretty fake. That, fake as hell. It's almost as if they modeled it after a monkey. This thing, I don't know. It just doesn't seem to move very naturally. Yeah. So weird shite. Around in every division because of the man. Kentucky Fried Fixes says, gotta head out. Great stream, Lockbird. Thank you, Kentucky. See you later. Joe says he's drinking beer, celebrating 58 years of glorious life. I am the old sea captain. Everybody, Papa Craig says, everybody that wanted me to be good made me feel uncomfortable, Batmom. Happy birthday, Joe. What? Oh no. Yes, those are early CGI. Looks like to me he was taking a bath. Yeah. And all the happy birthdays coming to Joe. M going down on a garden gnome? Whoa. Uh, Ruthless says, what is pushed in TikTok is high res video CGI. I should collect some clips. Not you could imagine, I suspect. See if I got some more. I mean, occasionally you get something that, I mean, it could be, but see, this one still could be fake. You know, it's just not clear. And even if it was, you know, it's just hard. It's hard to rely on video as actual evidence more and more anymore because of how easily we can fake shit now. But I guess this guy was like, I don't know, talking to someone online, and the person he was talking to told him that there was something in the doorway behind him. So that's why, supposedly, why he turned around to look. I forget this guy's name, but look in the door behind him. What the heck's this? Damn red circles. So I don't know. Despite all the fakes, I lean towards thinking there is something there, and the legends don't just come out of nowhere. Still fun getting drunk. Will we find Sasquatch's patch drone? I don't know. He sounds convinced that he's going to get some. I mean, he'll get some footage, but does that lead to physical evidence? I don't know. Maybe if someone gets a whole fleet of drones and then just flies through a forest real quick, they won't be able to hide fast enough to not get some footage of them or something like that. I don't know, but um, it's just I don't know, Mr. Lee. Um, I'm hoping to try and do a little bit of poking around myself this year. You know, um, let's see, as Batman say, unless we have seen any of these creatures, how can we say or know what is fake or real? Yeah, it's really hard to say. Um, it just seems to me that one, be that it's not outside the realm of possibility that some type of little people exist, maybe multiple types, and they're really good at staying outside of us too. I mean, humans have been around for a very long time, which means other things have had time to adapt to us, and figure out, okay, humans kill everything they find, and we do. We even kill each other a lot. So these other types of beings, in order to survive us, would need to be very good at hiding from us, if they're going to be living around us. If the elves, maybe elves developed fairies, pixies, gnomes, whatever. Maybe they are a race of people. I would say that they're a race derived from humans based on what they're typically depicted as and described as. So they're a race of people that have developed specifically to live around us, but also to not be seen by us most of the time. But of course, occasionally they get seen. So we have all these legends now. Um, but it's relegated to the world of myth and legend because we have a hard time catching them, or to the point that we can't catch them. But we do catch a glimpse of them from time to time. Um, but this is far from proof they exist, right? It's not. It's not proof. They edit an audio of people screaming and shit. Some clips, there's nothing to see, just screaming. It's clearly about injecting shit into people's heads. Mr. Lee says fake. There's, it's like never seen an elephant. We wouldn't be able to say if videos are fake or real. Yeah, yeah. No frame of reference. Um, but all that being said, though, I think it's definitely possible they exist. I hope they do. Um, that makes the world more interesting. Elves, fairies, pixies, Sasquatch, all that stuff, you know. But we got to have that. We got to have that real evidence, and knowing the more about the metaphysics of the universe than your typical person out there. Um, I think it's totally within the realm of possibility that something like an elf may be something that is intersects only partially with our frequencies, if that makes any sense. So sometimes they're visible, sometimes they're not. Maybe because it seems like it may be the case that sometimes these things are surprised that you can see them, as if they're they exit normal. They're accustomed to normally being around you, but you don't notice them. And there could be a number of different possibilities of why that is. It may just be a straight up psychology. It could have something to do with frequencies, vibrations, energy. Um, who knows? But we need the proof. Polly T says, Mr. Lockbeard, Papa Clancy, Ruthless, Psychon, Satchel of Love, B-Day Boy. Last but first in my fantasies, Jin, Bong, Boing, Boing, Evening Yells. So so I probably won't be doing the drone thing like Pat. I don't have any experience using drones really, so Um, isn't his channel just called Lester? Or I remember what's the name? I forget the name of his channel now. I think it's just his name. Yeah, I've had some buffering myself tonight, Joe. So, um, but what I am going to do, Mr. Lee, is I mean, I'm going to be doing kayaking this year some, and I've been trying to figure out what kind of game cam to get. So, I don't know, you know, if some people from the chat can who have more experience with game cams, because the only game cams I've had have been cheap Walmart crap. And let me tell you something, they're crap. This one that's sitting over here somewhere, I only put it out twice and it stopped working. So, but I want to get one that's a, no glow. I don't want any flash. I want to minimize the chances of anything detecting it. But even those no glows, apparently some animals can still detect them. But it's my hope that if there's a Sasquatch in an area who does not see me put the damn thing up, and I manage to hide it well enough that it doesn't just spot it. It's not just, I wouldn't be strapping it to a tree, right? Because it's going to stick out like a sore thumb to a Sasquatch, guaranteed. Because I see the damn things if I'm walking around, I'm paying attention and looking around. If there's a game cam strapped to a tree, it's clearly visible to me, right? But it's bound to be 100 times more noticeable to a Sasquatch. It's going to stick out like a sore thumb to them. So you're going to need to hide the damn thing really, really well. But that's not going to do you any damn good if they are able to detect um, the game cam through other means, through the sensor somehow, um, or through the flash if there's a flash. So you don't want to flash. So I don't know. I feel like I need to, because I was trying to look and see, do they show, like when they say no glow, is there a frequency range we're dealing with? And so can we find some that are further outside the normal human frequency range, or are they all basically the same? But they don't give that information. They just say no glow or or black flash or something like that. But also, because I've never owned my own kayak, I've used other people's kayaks or rented, and so I'm in the market for a kayak right now as well, which will allow me to, float through areas um, um, where I may be able to spot Sasquatch, but only if they don't realize it's a kayak. Wizard says, Lockbeard, that is my assumption as well. They would crap in the river to cover all aspects. Yeah. Getting Clank today. You're hearing my voice doubled up somehow? I don't know. You shouldn't be hearing me twice. Oh, yeah. You're welcome, Lester. You can't wait for what, Mr. Lee? Really have them make. Boy, you were right. Icon, did you get a lot of snow? Drink certificates left. What? Mr. Lee says you can get a kayak now, Lockbeard. So cool. Yeah, I've been kind of going back and forth between what kind to get. Like I need, like I haven't ever been in the market for kayaks, so I don't really know what's available out there. And I was trying to ask people about, what about inflatables? I guess there's some that are fold up, but I want something that can be deployed pretty quick, but can be packed down pretty small. And there's some like they can pack down to like like a 16 by 16 by 12. They can fold up to that after they're deflated. And I was thinking, well, what kind should I get? Do I want to spend a lot of money and get something that's pretty freaking awesome? Actually, I can show you two pictures of two possible options. So, like this one is what's this? The Sea Eagle. I can't remember the name of it, but it's an inflatable that it uses what they call drop stitch. So there's like these threads connecting the walls of the air chamber, the chamber. So it isn't like round like most inflatable stuff is. It allows it to take a form, the form that you want, and you pump it up to a higher psi, and it makes for a more rigid. Um, it's a more rigid. So I don't know how good that picture is for you to see, but so that's an inflatable, and it's uses the drop stitch method. So inside there, there's these threads, I guess, connecting it, and you pump it up higher psi, and it's a lot more rigid, so it performs better. Inflatable stuff, it'll flex and give and stuff like that. The problem is these drop stitch type things, like this one here is like $1,100, but it's pretty damn cool. And so it packs down small. So like, because like space is an issue. Like I don't want to have to store it somewhere else. I want to onboard. Like I in the back of this thing, like I got my gold pans and my metal detector and all kinds of stuff. Trying to be mobile. Small, compact, as mobile as possible. So I don't have I don't need more room. I don't want more room. I want to be able to pack everything in the mobile command center here. So that's an expensive, pretty cool option. Now for the but it's a kind of a longer, like I don't know, I think that one gets to 11 feet or something like that once it's inflated. But this other option, I think it only gets to like 9 feet once inflated, so it's a little smaller, like shorter once inflated, but it doesn't use the drop stitch technology. And so that's what that looks like. So as you see, it's the sides are more rounded on it. It's like normal things that inflate. Okay, just show anyway. So guess what that one costs? and it packs away as small, pretty much as small as the other one, but it's lighter too. It weighs less. Um, hopefully that thing will come back up. I don't know what the problem is. And get the gold, says Mr. Lee. Anyway, anybody want to guess how much that one costs? The other one costs $1,100. Inflatables or whatever. So, well, a lot of people talk because of the performance. Like, I'm not looking to go full speed, or I'm not trying to race people. I mean, I'm going to be, moving slowly anyway, um, and fishing from it. I plan to use it fishing. Could just expect the Sasquatch tracks leading to the trail cams. I'm confident it's smell they are finding a path to the trail cams. Pick up the scent. Got really young. Over here. You need to go to a trader who will let you try before buy. Yeah. Listen to Elvis on the way home. 87. Big bucks. You think this one costs big bucks? This one is $1,000 less than the other one. This thing, like they were like over 120 bucks, but now they're like $76 or something like that. They're really cheap. And I looked at a bunch of people's reviews on them. They seem to do just fine for what my needs are. I don't need some damn high performance kayak. It just needs to float and get me there. Like I saw one guy kind of reviewing it, and he showed where he had done some repairs where he'd put holes in it, but he said overall he was extremely satisfied with what he got for the money he spent. It lasted perfectly fine, and so I don't know. I'm leaning towards that. I hate to spend freaking $1,100 on a boat. Although that one is pretty cool, but it seems like this one goes up as far as how much time you're spending inflating and deflating. It seems like this one is a little faster as well. I hate to waste time. So next question is, how do I disguise this thing while floating? So that, let's say I put it in a river and I'm floating down the river, I don't want to be seen by whatever's on the banks, right? How do I disguise this thing as just a clump of grass or something to hopefully fool things into not realizing that there's a human out there floating? Yeah, that's another, and see, people talk about the scent, like the descenting spray or whatever. Like I don't know how much faith I put in that stuff, because those molecules are still there. How can you truly get rid of the scent? Now, a lot of people swear by it, but I'm just like, I wonder if they just, it's just like fuel treatment, right? People just think, oh, well, it says on the bottle it does this. Well, maybe they just claim it does that, or maybe it does it a little bit, but it's not enough to be worth the money you spent on it. I don't know. Cry when they heard Elvis died. peanut butter banana sandwich. Don't be cruel. Beware inflatable kayak rays. They'd stab your boat and you'd sink. Well, I mean, yeah, that'd suck. Luckily, this thing has like 2 chambers, so they could stab this and I could limp home. Same for the other one. Actually, the other one I think has 3 chambers, and then this one has like a little smaller inflatable piece that's made to stick underneath the front end here. And it's supposed to be for a footrest, but I imagine that would help keep you afloat even if you got, lost a lot of air or something. No, that one there is only like $76 now on Amazon. So it makes sense as far as cost wise compared to the other one by far. Even if you had to buy a new one like this every 2 years, how long is the other one going to last at $1,100? And I don't know. And this one being a little bit shorter, so it's going to be, to me it seems like it'd be, it's just less boat to be navigating around obstacles and stuff. But I don't know. It is wider, I think, because it doesn't have the drop stitch design, so it inflates into a round shape, as opposed to the other one. It stays in these flat, kind of a board, almost like a board. It's inflated, but it stays flat because of the drop stitch. So it's pretty cool. It's just, do I really need that? Oh, I ain't going on any rapids. Yeah, I don't plan on going any rapids. It's gonna be on calm water for the most part. Yeah, place one sold nothing peanut butter sandwiches. Elvis is one of them. Yes, I had it. Yep. Pity the full chain. Those winkers, mate. Yeah, 18 here, bud. Problem switch up to 21 next here to fam. Joe is a man. Test it out. Well, I don't know if I'll be able to test it out. I have to order online. I don't know of anyone around here that would have it on hand and testing it. I mean, it looks to me like looking at the videos and stuff, people testing them out, looks like it'd work fine. You worried about fish hooks and whatnot? A lot of people do them. Like, they have these really neat things that are like, I don't even know how to describe this thing. You'd have to look at it. It's a little more in a chair with almost like 2 pontoons underneath it that are inflatable for fishing. There's a lot of people that fish from inflatables. I've done it. I mean, not something specifically made for it, but you can do it. You just gotta be careful not to, don't hook it. And then if I do go to Arizona here in a few months, and I'll definitely be using it to float down the Glen Canyon fishing trout. I don't know how conducive that area is to Sasquatch. There's just not. It's not heavily forested down in that canyon. There are some trees, but it's just they could be down there. They could be if they lay low and they know to hide. But there's just I don't have a lot of hope that they're there. But the trout are there, so um, I'm thinking of doing that in a few months. Uh, do some trout fishing and then go south and do some metal detecting for gold in Arizona. Which again, that area may not be very conducive to Sasquatch presence either. It's going to be a little more dry. Not really heavily wooded areas anywhere where you'd be metal detecting for gold. So, but they may be. Make it look like an alligator or a croc. We don't have any of those around here, though. We don't. You don't start seeing alligators till you get down to the extreme southeast corner of Oklahoma, and so that. And I don't know how well that would. I don't know how well that would work as a way. I mean, how would you do that and make it look believable? I was just thinking you wrap some kind of grass around it, make it look like a floating tuft of grass, but that'd be the best you could do. I mean, you could throw some like camouflage netting over it and create a canopy of that, but I have a feeling that they would know the difference. They would know. They'd say, "Look at that fake camouflage shit. There's got to be a human underneath it." So I don't know. I don't know how well kayaking is going to help you with squatching. Like white balls on a black dog. Yeah, exactly. So now, if you're in a river where there's normally, it's not abnormal to see like a floating log, but I don't know how you'd make a kayak disguised as a floating log. Probably best bet would be to swim underneath one, a hollow one or something, and hide in the damn log itself somehow if you're trying to float into an area unobserved. And then how do you deal with cameras and stuff if you want to get pictures? Getting close to these things is real tricky. Like you're walking through the woods, they hear you a mile away or more. They see you. No matter what you're wearing, you may wear camouflage, but they're still going to see you. Um, stick grass and weeds in a net attached to the boat. Yeah, and that green one, it has rope goes all the way around the perimeter of it. So theoretically, you could maybe create like a skirt of some kind out of grass and go all the way around the boat with it, and it just looked like a tuft of grass. It'd be tough. I don't know how you would go about that. You're definitely not going to be unnoticed in a kayak of any kind if you can't figure out a way to disguise the damn thing that's feasible, that you could just float in and float it through an area quietly, no motor, no paddle going. I don't know, but it's going to work good for just it'll work good just for get going on the water and fishing and all that stuff. So it was just a thought I was having. Maybe somehow disguise it, lay back in there and peer out and see if you see anything flowing through some areas along a slow river. No rapids. I'm not going on any rapids or anything like that. That wouldn't work out. But underage beer runs. So I don't know. I'm still not ready to buy anything yet. Like plenty of time. Um, Still trying to poke around, look at game cams, try to figure out what would be the optimal game cam to get. Um, I think I can deploy it without them seeing me do it, but maybe. Oh, I'm not going to be in any shark infested oceans anytime soon, Mr. Lee. It's the batteries, metal strip, ETC. Sasquatch can pick the scent up half a mile away with the correct wind and simply carefully move to the camera while the scent gets stronger, closer. Well, I'm hoping that the place that I'm thinking of, because there's a road there and there is, I think it's uh, a wastewater, like, transfer station or something. I don't know. There's power to that place. There's a fence around it and stuff like that. Um, but I think it's a place where they would be moving underneath the road to go from the river into the hills and the woods instead of just going across the road, which people pretty there's I mean, sometimes it's clear of traffic and they could move across the road without being seen. But going underneath the road, I think that they may use that um, just to avoid crossing the road, along with other wildlife. So there might be lots of interesting things to see. So hopefully, they won't be too alarmed by the strange scent at that location. I thought anyone with blue suede shoes, Polly, it would be you. That is a handy boat to just have for any occasion as an emergency. Yeah, I mean, that's another reason, if I ever need to jump in the water. I mean, I want it to be portable, and the inflatables just seem like the best option. They have those folding ones, but it's just so much quicker to inflate one. I don't want to be putting one on the roof rack and all that. It's like a hard shell. I don't want to do all that. And those are heavier too, so it's just harder to. So if you have to walk a ways to get to the water, that green inflatable weighs like 25 pounds or something like that. And it's about as light as it gets. As patience takes over, and they could then start inspecting and surrounding until they catch sight of the foreign object. Trail cam, in my opinion, only no proof, says Wizard. Excuse me. All right, cool kids. I'm out. Nothing but peace and love to y'all. Gotta see you, Polly T. Papa Craig says southeast of Glen Canyon, Lockbeard in the pines where the sun never shines. There's some pines there near Glen Canyon. I know like the Mogollon Rim is like east of Glen Canyon, I believe. So we all know what that is, right? Since Florida Bigfoot does a lot of kayaking, he might have some information you could use. Yeah, I mean, I've seen him over there talking on it. He's thinking about being able to float into areas, and he's right. You get access areas you normally couldn't access, and maybe you get the jump on them because they don't, they don't necessarily expect a human to come through. But he may be kayaking into areas that people seldom kayak, so maybe that works. It's just that I have if you're really quiet, it's just that you in a kayak of any kind, you still would stick out like a sore thumb. So if they're paying attention at all to their surroundings, they're probably going to see you coming. But you could get lucky. He might get lucky doing that. I don't know. I was just thinking if I was going to even try to go, seriously spot something without it knowing I'm there, that if I'm in using the kayak, I'd be able to do exactly what he's doing, accessing areas that are normally just not accessible unless you're swimming. But do it without being seen as easily, at least being disguised somehow. Wizard says, according to some researchers, there are 500,000 Sasquatch in the U.S. Might be one in Arizona, Lockbeard, but good luck trout fishing for sure. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, that's where the Mogollon Monster is in Arizona. It's just if you like look at some pictures and video of Glen Canyon, there's a lot of interesting geology there. It's just not it's not exactly thick woodland. Might see some bighorn sheep and stuff down there though. I don't know. I think there might be some Sasquatch hanging out in that canyon. I don't know. Ruth is sitting buying the 500K. Well, I mean, you've heard me say I think it could easily be 1 million of them in the North America. Could easily be 1 million of them, but most people don't agree with that. I don't think you really need to hide when you're in a boat. Sasquatch knows you are much less of a danger in either way. They won't just come out in the open. Well, that's why I was thinking maybe try to hide the fact that it's a boat, and maybe they get lucky and they come out in open, or they remain in open because they don't realize that something's wrong until it's too late. Have you prepared yourself to see Sasquatch, Lockbeard? Prepare myself how? I don't know how. I know that I want to see them, in person. I'm pretty sure the thing I saw when I was a kid was probably a Sasquatch, but I can't say that for sure. I'm not prepared to state for certain it was. All I can say for certain was it was something not normal creatures that should have been there. It didn't look anything like a normal animal that should have been there. I'm thinking I'm perfectly fine to see them. I spent a lot of time in the woods and the hills and the mountains and stuff like that in my life, and none of these things have ever attacked me or even shown themselves to me in those circumstances. And so I just don't see how I should feel the the remotest amount of alarm over it. Um, uh, so I'm not too I don't know if you're saying, I'm not sure what you're getting at. Like, am I prepared to deal with the shock of the situation? Because a lot of people seem to be really spooked by the situation, but I don't know how. I don't think I'm going to be spooked. I fully expect them to be there and to see them, and hopefully get a good look at them myself to help confirm to me what I've been claiming the evidence so far shows, uh, that they are, um, at least by observation of their morphology, that they are Homo sapiens. Oh, I think there's definitely got to be a lot more than that myself. That's a ticket down follower. I sleep in my medicine in the pond. Hearing is great out there and feel safer. I liked it better when we were talking about beer. Propped me up beside the jukebox. I never went to the rabbit hole. Never had enough water to. 6-pack. Time and money. Petroglyphs created by a group of yokuks at the site called Painted Rock. Yeah, I think I mentioned that before. I think I mentioned that just a few live streams ago, actually. Hairy creature in the woods that was known to scream loudly and steal livestock. Best part of the Mogollon rim of the Mogollon is the rim job. Oh my gosh. Loch Ness monster. Running the wild side, Grandpa these days. Squatch Talk is here. Welcome, Pat. I was just getting ready to shut her down. You're here for the last minute. Take us out. Joe says, "Oh, I get just they were gone for me to accept birthday. Take one of the team. Fur trader, North Third Canada, late 1700s." We're preparing ourselves to see Mr. Lee on Mo's show, says Mopar Bill. Welcome, Mopar Bill. Yeah, Mr. Lee just won't go on camera, man. He just won't do it. Just won't do it. We got to figure out something. I don't know what, like, we got to wave a big bag of weed in front of, I don't know, something. I've only seen one in 43 years of investigation, so there's the odds for you. Yeah. Odds are real low. They got to be, I mean, I don't remember how, I was really young, you couldn't keep me out of the woods. And I was looking for, mainly reptiles and stuff, though. I wasn't looking for Bigfoot, but I was out there, and, you think I would, if I would see something, but I don't think that's a testament to their low numbers. So I think it's a testament to their high aversion to being seen, like they stay out of sight. And I also think it has something to do, like, I'm nearsighted, so when I was young, before they figured out I was nearsighted, I didn't have any vision corrected, so I think I got very used to like not even trying to observe things far away from me because they were all blurry anyway. And if I did see something in the distance, it would have been too blurry for me to make it out, I think, and to distinguish it from a tree. And then so even after I got, you know, glasses at first and then eventually contact lenses, um, I'm still just, I think I'm still in that habit. Like I have to consciously every so often think about, like, look, I need to look at things in the distance because I do notice that, like, I don't look at things in the distance. It's just the habit that I have as a result of nearsightedness, I think. So even though I got vision correction, I just still don't look far away. I just pay attention to what's near me. Won't bother you more than seeing a bear. I hope so. I mean, I don't think it will. I don't think it bother me at all. Like bears don't bother me at all. You know, people like say, people always ask, "Oh, these bears, man," and mountain lions. I'm like, look, these things don't typically mess with you. And the bears around here, they're just black bears. I mean, yeah, some of them can get to 300 pounds, sure, but you know, black bears, you know, unless you're dealing with a mother bear, you know, you just don't mess with them. If one does attack you, you're supposed to fight them. You're not supposed to play dead or any of that crap. You're supposed to fight them, and they'll give up. You know, they're not willing to. So if I ever, you know, if I ever get in a tangle with a black bear, I'll just kick its ass. But now grizzlies, a grizzly I would not mess with. If I was like, I've never taken a gun with me into the woods, never. But if there were grizzlies in the area, I would change that. Because I'm not confident I can kick a grizzly bear's ass. Just not. No matter how big a knife I'm carrying. It's not mean, ugly ground must rope. It's a time of wonder and passing by or sneaking away and not charging head on. You wouldn't charge head on? You wouldn't be part of that crew in Florida just a while back? You're welcome, Mopar. Pat says they don't like us. Yeah. I don't blame them. I don't like most people. And humanity in general has just been assholes to the whole damn everything alive. Everything alive has suffered at our hands to some extent. We kill everything. We damn near we did wipe some shit out entirely. You know, poor dodo birds. All gone. Pop. They're elusive. They don't mean to be mean, but I've seen one in 4 decades. I think those who claim to see them frequently has had their cheese slide off their cracker. Cats spooked of them. Yeah. Where's Mank at? Mank, you want to know something evil? Cats. Cats are evil. They're demonic entities. It'd bother you much to see one, Lockbeard? I don't think it would, but we'll see. I don't think I was very alarmed at whatever that thing was I saw when I was a kid, which I don't know for sure what it was. I just know it wasn't anything that should have been there. Any of the normal animals that should have been there. It wasn't anything. It was definitely not. Class B, Class A. And that was only because they didn't care if I saw them, I think. Cats make you happy? Man, cats are evil, man. Well, maybe they're not evil. But they're not like a dog. Like a burglar breaks into your house, the dog will give its life to defend you usually. And cats typically will sit there, watch you get murdered, let the murderer pet them, and then eat you after he's gone. That's what a cat will do. You know it's true. You know it's true. Ruthless. Manny thinks cats are evil. He's a chihuahua. And Mark Dobbins says, I like cats, just can't eat a full one. Cats are unpredictable. Yeah. Now there was that video where this dog attacked this kid and out in the driveway, and I guess the kid's family owned a cat, and that cat ran after that dog and chased that dog off and defended the kid. But I wouldn't expect that typically from a cat. When the cat will fuck them up if the thief goes in between. Cats are born to constantly be plotting a way to kill everything. And that cat fucked up that doggo, says Ruthless. Yeah, I don't remember if the cat actually caught up to the dog, but he made the dog run. The dog freaking got the hell out of there. All right. Well, we got an hour over. So we've completely missed. Did Central Florida Bigfoot go on live tonight at all? Oops. Yeah, so we've completely. I mean, imagine if he's on, he might still be running, but I don't see him live. Lester Taylor is right here. I guess it says he's got one waiting in chat. He's supposed to start at 9, and we're a little after 9. It's titled BYOB, Bring Your Own Beer. So it sounds like there's some drinking going down over on Lester's channel. Meatbag Soft Spoken. So because I'm gonna go ahead and cut out and probably go to sleep. But you guys, if you go over to Lester's, give them my regards. Just as we have 3 cats and they always know how I'm feeling, they don't care, but they know. Ruthless, good agreement. Thanks for having me in, Lockbeards. Appreciate it. Oh, thank you for coming, Ruthless. What's Lester's channel name? Lester Taylor. Whoops. Let me see here. His channel. You've seen him in chat. It's Lester Taylor is the name of his channel. He's got a live stream starting, I guess, any moment now, called BYOB, which, at least in these parts, means bring your own beer. They've talked a little Squatch, but they talked a lot of other stuff like Merkins and Mons Pubis and and random stuff. So I don't know. I don't know if I'll be over there, but you guys may want to check it out and chill with them guys. It says Lester Taylor says, thank you, Lockbeard. Loved your stream. Thanks, Lester. Good luck with your new show. Is it Lester Taylor? Yeah, Lester Taylor right there in chat. That's the name of his channel. You'll see that thumbnail picture. And if you search Lester Taylor and BYOB, capital letters BYOB, YouTube search should bring it right up. If you're trying to get to it that way. Is it Lester Taylor? Yeah. You're welcome, Jen. Thanks for coming. Wizard says, yeah, it's getting late. Time flies. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I just haven't been able to stay up much later in this lately. Good night, chessboard. Thanks for coming. Drop a link for the man. Lester's name is rather obscure on YouTube. Hold on, let me see if I can make that happen. Hold on a second. I got it. Good thinking. I wasn't thinking. Need somebody to do that for me. So it should be there. It looks like it's. I saw your chat over there, Lester. Said you were waiting. You didn't have to wait, man. You too, Joe. Thanks for coming. You too, man. Thanks for coming, everybody. I didn't mean to go this late. Time flies, huh? Yeah, there's the link if anybody wants to go over there. Yeah. Like I says, you really should modify your handle a bit to make it more available to searchers. Is it because there's so many people with the name Lester? Is it pretty regular name? Mr. Lee says, see you, peeps. Squash Hawk says he found it. All right, everybody. Thanks for coming. I am out of here. Whoops.